One other, talk about conflagration this week, is the possibility that Zoran Mamdani takes over.
New York City elected Bill de Blasio, who's
Yeah.
really not that much different. We should point out the real estate community, which is a huge part of our economic base. There's, what's it called, finance, insurance, real estate. That's what it was known, for many years. New York economy is a little more diversified now, but the real estate industry still looms large. They are completely freaked out. I spoke with several top real estate people yesterday. They don't know what to do.
They're stuck, yeah.
New York City they are stuck, but let me tell you something. New York City has seen population and business exodus, for many years now. If you want to trace it back, 2010, but even, after de Blasio got elected, it really ramped up. Since 2020, it's been parabolic.
But there is a tipping point.
Well, what is that?
60% of your salary on taxes?
I know that. But what I'm saying, the tipping point of people leaving, of course. Working class people are leaving left and right, and that's usually the tax base. If he does get elected, it would be really bad. I will say this, though. Even if Cuomo does get elected, and he's ahead by 10 points, he should win the Democratic primary, and then nominally should win the election because it's a Democratic-run city. I don't think people realize that the New York City mayor is a weak mayor.
Yeah.
Much of the stuff that goes on in Albany. If you wanted to cut taxes in New York City, you need Albany's blessing.
You have broken a few stories this week. The first is really interesting. You have the insight as to how Charlie Ergen, a longtime Democrat, got that meeting last week with Donald Trump.
So Charlie Ergen was on the verge of bankruptcy.
Many times, yeah.
Not him personally, but his big company.
Dish.
No, EchoStar, which owns Dish, but it's bigger than that. It holds all the spectrum, and it wants to compete against AT&T and Verizon as one of those.
They're supposed to be the fourth carrier.
The fourth carrier, right? So, but he's under investigation by the Trump FCC, Brendan Carr, the chairman, right? So he's under investigation. Brendan doesn't, nominally or allegedly doesn't believe he's building out his spectrum fast enough. The FCC could ask him to take back the licenses, because remember, those are granted by the FCC. They were involved in this. Ergens tries to meet with Brendan Carr, keeps getting rebuffed, and then one day he gets a meeting with Trump, and he meets with Brendan Carr, and investigation looks like it's maybe gone.
I'm going to say something dramatic. 50% of all white-collar jobs are going to be eliminated in the next
And there'll be
5
no
years.
Replacement for that.
Why would Andy send this memo to everyone?
Well,
It's a very alarmist memo.
Well,
why would you
know?
do that if it wasn't true?
What does Andy know? Of
Amazon. These people have more data probably than Jerome Powell does.
Let's be clear. These guys focus on, and you should know this, the bottom line, quarter by quarter. He's thinking very short term. He's not, and by the way, it's not his job to think about all the revolutionary sort of modes of commerce that AI could create that will create jobs. His job is to make sure he satisfies the shareholders today, and his job is to keep people. And by the way,
don't you think the shareholders are going to be thrilled that there's less cost, and they're going to want to keep those costs down?
Why do you think he said that then?
Well,
it's not his job.
They're not going to want him to go out and hire more people.
No, but he wasn't. There'll be other jobs that hire people because of AI. It won't be at Amazon. Okay, so we need less people hitting a button, that sets a robot in motion to put a computer in a box, which is kind of what Amazon does, or ship me my supplements.